Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Wirex's Crypto Curious Q&A live. You are live with me, Raphael, your community manager for Wirex. And this week we're going to be going through a few different topics as well as what Wirex can offer you. We're also going to be going through what does the altcoin you buy say about you, which is a blog published by Rosie Lezerich. And we're also going to be looking at mass adoption as well. And we'll also introduce you to our new community forum, which is the Discord forum. If you haven't received an invite for that already, you can also find the link for that below. But thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Raphael, your community manager, and we are going to go through a lot of topics today. So Abdinor has said hello. I'm saying hello to him on YouTube. First and foremost, before we begin, I'm just going to go through a quick disclaimer for you guys. Feel free to pause the video. If not, I'll just read through it quickly. And the disclaimer basically states is that the material in this presentation has been prepared by Wirex Limited, registered in England with company number 09334596. References may be made in this presentation to and may incorporate general background information about Wirex activities, past and current as at the date of this presentation, including those of Wirex's group of companies. The information given in this presentation is not a complete or comprehensive analysis of matters it outlines and is based heavily on views held by Wirex, which should under no circumstances be interpreted to be factual in nature unless otherwise stated. Any information in this presentation, included forecasted financial or market information, should not be considered as advice or a recommendation to investors or potential investors in relation to the holding, purchasing, or selling of any financial products or instruments, whether regulated or otherwise. The presentation may contain forward-looking statements, including statements regarding Wirex's intent, belief, or current expectations with respect to the business and operations of Wirex, as well as market conditions, results of operation and financial conditions, and risk management practices relating to the same. Readers and recipients of this presentation are cautioned not to place any reliance on any forward-looking statements in this presentation, and Wirex accepts no liability for any loss whatsoever, direct or indirect, consequential arising from a decision, whether relating to regulated investments or otherwise, made on the basis of any information or statement within this presentation. Now we've got that over and done with, let's get into the meat of it, and let's look at what we're looking at today. First and foremost, we're obviously going to go through Wirex's offering. So as you guys are probably aware, and as you probably already know, Wirex offers virtual and plastic payment cards. The plastic ones are coming soon. We also have different currency accounts within the platform. This includes a Bitcoin wallet as well as a Great British Pound sort of currency account, and a Euro and USD one as well coming soon. And there's also multiple cryptocurrency support through Shapeshift. So what does this mean? This means that we are beyond banking. The Wirex account basically gives you cutting-edge cryptocurrency features along with traditional currency accounts and globally accepted credit cards. I mean, sorry, not credit cards, debit cards. There's two different things there. And what does this allow you to do? This allows you to receive international money deposits via your IBAN number, SWIFT number, account number, and sort code provided. And also you get a wealth of education, including this live presentation that you're getting from me today. You also get cryptocurrency wallets as well. So we have a Bitcoin wallet within the platform, and there are more wallets to come. And there's also an exchange as well, which allows you to convert your fiat into crypto and vice versa. And you also are provided with 24/7 customer support and access. And we have a 4-star Trustpilot rating that is growing by the day as well. And you also get instant transfers, which are through the UK's fast payments procedure, and you also get instant Bitcoin transfers within the Wirex ecosystem as well. You can send Bitcoin to anybody around the world instantly and for free. And what do we do to keep your stuff secure? Well, we are one of the first companies within the space, the crypto space, to achieve PCI DSS certification. What does that mean? Well, PCI is Payment Card Industry Security Standard certification, and we have that certificate, and we're one of the very few that does. And we also offer 24/7 mobile or desktop access, so we have applications available on both Android, iOS, and on the World Wide Web. Excellent. Now let's get into some crypto curious stuff. And the first topic that we're going to be looking at today is mass adoption, right? Will Bitcoin ever be mainstream, right? Like with any sort of innovative technologies, sometimes they can linger on the fringes of society for years and potentially even decades before it spreads and becomes widely adopted. At first, it's usually very expensive, can be inaccessible, or even considered a fad. And this is what happened with the internet in the early days, when the purpose of it wasn't really obvious and nobody really knew what to use it for. Then seemingly overnight, we were all using the internet. Going to adjust the sound, apologies. Then seemingly overnight, we were all using the internet. More importantly, we can't even imagine our lives without it. I can't go a day without checking the internet in some format or another. And that's what it is. Like this is not only happened with the internet, it's happened from fire to wheels to email, even free Wi-Fi. Now, the question currently that a lot of people are asking themselves with regards to new technologies is, what about cryptocurrencies? Will cryptocurrencies achieve mass adoption? Well, first and foremost, we need to look at the concept. What is mass adoption? Mass adoption is defined as potentially the point when enough people use an innovation for its spread to self-perpetrate. Users beget more users, and word of mouth is usually the most effective form of promotion. Now, this can usually be on a national or global scale, and mass adoption is the point when a subtle paradigm shift occurs. It only takes a small percentage of adopters to kickstart this process. A lot of people have speculated that this percentage is around 3%, but it could be more, it could be less. It depends on, what is the market share that the technology accommodates for, and how big that market is as well. Now, a few interesting sort of statistics that I've heard on the grapevine with regards to adoption is that Japan currently has a Bitcoin adoption of 2.7%. And a lot of people speculate that 3% is usually the percentage needed to attain mass adoption. But right, so these are just some ideas as to what it means. How can it actually be attained? Now, according to Everett Rogers, she stated that in 1962, innovations spread in a distinct way, and people adopt technologies at different rates, but they usually follow a similar order. She starts off with innovators. Innovators are the ones who get the ball rolling. They start at the very beginning before anything is proven. They hear or spread the message through a close-knit network. And I mean, these guys tend to be wealthy and have a high risk tolerance. And the novelty, the idea, motivates them, not the practicality. So it's the vision that motivates them, not the potential practicality. An example of that would probably be the Winklevoss twins, or maybe even Satoshi Nakamoto. Well, it would be in this case. The second type of person is the early adopter. Now, the early adopter is one that follows the innovator. Although they're not as cutting edge as them, they are influential. They usually have a good status and a good income to ensure their opinions hold sway, because unfortunately a lot of people base their regard of someone on their income. These guys are usually well educated, can understand very complex technologies and ideas, and articulate them in a manner that encourages other people to join the fray. The early majority here, and then so from early adopters, you get to the early majority. Now, the early majority hear about the innovations from the early adopters, and then they can then pass on that information to the late majority, which tend to take a bit longer than average to adopt due to having a high risk tolerance. And then last but not least, you have the laggards. These guys, these guys could still potentially, if they're watching this now, or maybe have a fax machine in their house, and they potentially adopt innovations well after everybody else and may be resistant to change by choice. Now, while a tiny majority of people never adopt, it may be due to inconvenience for them or just very strict sort of personal choice. Now, we've kind of got that out the way. What about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? Now, the decentralized nature of Bitcoin makes it impossible to establish how many people use it. There are currently over 5 billion wallets that are registered on the Bitcoin blockchain, but how does that equate to number of people that use it? We can't fully understand. Also, it's pseudo-anonymous in the sense that you can have hundreds of different wallets, and it's pretty difficult to group all of the wallets to a certain identity. Not impossible, though. It's very, very likely that this will be possible in the future, just because all of the data is available, and it's just an analytical tool that is required to do that. Now, the issue is that it's difficult to define population in this context. I mean, do we look at the entire world? I mean, certain countries or certain groups? Like I mentioned earlier, Japan has a 2.7% of its population that have been introduced to Bitcoin and own Bitcoin. Estimates vary between 0.2% and 3% of the global population currently have internet access. It's estimated that 1,000 people own around 40% of the total supply. Now, I'm not 100% sure how accurate these figures are, but these are also speculative figures. And at the moment, Bitcoin is either coming to the end of the early adopter stage, or it's at the beginning of the early majority stage. And it depends who you ask. But it's clear we've reached an awareness as it's been on national television, international publications, and so forth. And this is where it gets interesting. A few clear signs point to the potential for far greater use. Now, number one is that governments, right? Instead of governments banning them, many have endorsed Bitcoin or regulated it lightly. Some have even outright legalized it. Most have not criminalized it, but some have as well. So there is a difference between different countries. As an investment, cryptocurrencies are accessible to more people than traditional investment options. And then there is the caliber of companies getting involved. We have the likes of Kodak and even JP Morgan doing a 180-degree turn on cryptocurrencies. Knowing that companies we already rely on see a potential in cryptocurrency signals credibility. Bitcoin mass adoption is also becoming more viable as the technology improves. Using Bitcoin in the same way as fiat is now simple. Transaction speeds are increasing and costs are dropping. Currently, today, it costs less than a cent to send $10,000 worth of Bitcoin anywhere around the world. And that is processed within a matter of minutes. And that's due to second and third layer applications being built on the Bitcoin protocol, namely segregated witness and now Lightning Network. So this is the thing. It means that as the technology improves and adoption increases, fewer hacks and security breaches are possible. Oh, that's very nice. The sun has just come out here live in London. Now, what is next? So that's pretty much everything with regards to the likelihood of Bitcoin being mainstream. It looks like there is potential there. But who knows? We're in such early stages that it is very, very difficult to state anything with any absolute certainty. But 9 years of data and tens of thousands of hours of innovation and extrapolation of the technology itself mean that there is a high chance. Who knows? Next is, what does the altcoin you buy say about you, right? Since Bitcoin's inception, we've had over 13,000 different tokens and currencies become available. And the thing is, Wirex makes it accessible to you guys as well. We've integrated with Shapeshift, and that allows you to deposit nearly 50 different altcoins into your wallet. Some of them are ERC20 tokens, some of them are cryptocurrencies. And although we don't yet offer multi-cryptocurrency wallets, it's coming soon, but you can still convert over nearly 50 different altcoins into Bitcoin and store them as Bitcoin, which you can then exchange for fiat. But this is where it gets interesting. The term altcoin can be misleading. It implies that other cryptocurrencies are essentially interchangeable with Bitcoin. And this is not entirely true, right? Bitcoin was designed to be a way of exchanging value, and many altcoins serve a very different purpose and are not strictly currencies in their protocol. Some represent a technology or service or an idea, a proof of concept, and are a platform for different types of applications. Then, there are some altcoins that are made purely for the fun of it, that don't really have any unique benefits, but they are just, almost carbon copies of Bitcoin. And, there are a few examples. You've got Pepe Cash, Dogecoin, Pepe Coin, Trump Coin, and, there's a few dozen of them. And a few coins have been made as parodies, such as Ponzi Coin and useless Ethereum. But on the spectrum between sort of the useful and the satirical, most altcoins lie somewhere in the middle, right? They aren't really scams and they aren't really jokes, and they don't really offer anything new or practical. Most are just copies of other cryptocurrencies with minor details changed. I mean, if you're looking to branch out beyond Bitcoin and diversify your portfolio, there is literally no shortage of options. There's over 1,300 options. And this is where it gets interesting. It's a good idea to choose an altcoin with a purpose you believe in, rather than jumping on the joke coin bandwagon or choosing a coin simply because you think other people will do the same. I've just had a question from Damien Light on YouTube as this is going out live. I'll answer that in a moment. But anyways, back to this. Some of the ideas behind some of the most popular altcoins, we're just going to go through them quickly. Now, Ethereum Classic was one of the first original altcoins that split into Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, and it states that it's not really a currency. Ethereum is a platform which allows developers to build decentralized applications fueled by a currency called Ether. So Ether is traded on exchanges in the same way as Bitcoin. It's not really meant to be a currency or an asset. And the decentralized Ether network is run by computers around the world. But obviously, that's one of them. There are two camps within the Ether camp. There are the Ethereum Classic supporters and the normal Ethereum supporters. And developers and users pay for computing resources with Ether. It's often the first altcoin people buy when they start breaching out from Bitcoin, due to the fact that you can also use it to buy ERC20 tokens, which are also part of the Ethereum ecosystem. Another one is, of course, Ripple. Ripple is a Ripple has a lot of support from mainstream financial companies, and it is favored by those looking for a cryptocurrency with the potential for widespread adoption. It takes a lot of time to understand how Ripple works. And you can think of Ripple as a payment infrastructure, not a currency. XRP, which is the token for it, is used to pay transaction fees to the network. Litecoin is a very popular one. It's almost identical to Bitcoin, but designed to be faster. It's a well-known fact that in the tech world, the first mover in the new space isn't always the winner. A later mover who builds on the original technology and public interest can sometimes be the one to succeed. For so it uses the same sort of algorithm as Bitcoin in a cryptographic sense, but it is slightly different, and it is a fork of Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know what a fork is essentially a copy of Bitcoin. It's of the Bitcoin blockchain, but it started from anew. Next one is Cardano. Cardano is another smart contract platform very similar to Ethereum. It's created by a global team of engineers and researchers, and it runs a cryptocurrency called ADA. But the main focus, again, is on smart contracts, decentralized applications, and other blockchain projects. The team aims to develop more advanced blockchain features inspired by the scientific philosophy, but Cardano is also backed by influential organizations working directly with regulatory bodies and sort of has a clear vision for the future. Neo is also another blockchain platform for smart contracts and digital assets. Neo allows developers to write smart contracts in some of the most popular programming languages. It's very, very versatile and accessible. It is all about the platform. And in Neo's white paper, it explains that Neo is the use of blockchain technology and digital identity to digitize assets, the use of smart contracts for digital assets to be self-managed, to achieve smart economy with a distributed network. Neo is committed to the development of its ecosystem, providing mature development tools, improving development of documents, organizing educational and training activities, and also providing financial support. Another blockchain is the Steam blockchain. Some of you may be watching me live on DLive, and DLive is run off the Steam blockchain platforms, which uses SMTs, smart media tokens, which allow content producers to monetize their work without advertising. Users earn SMTs whenever someone likes or in some way indicates approval of work. Now, unlike advertising, this incentivizes users to create high quality content and to engage with the community. The detailed Steam white paper lays out the goal for improving the internet, and it states that Steam aims to support social media and online communities by returning much of its value to the people who provide valuable contributions by rewarding them with cryptocurrency, and through this process create a currency that is able to reach a broad market, including people who have yet to participate in any cryptocurrency economy. So if you don't have any cryptocurrency and you're a content producer, Steam is a good place to start. Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the original joke coin, which has managed to gain enough traction to be taken seriously and traded on exchanges. It's distinguished by Bitcoin by its Shiba Inu mascot, an ancient dog breed closely related to wolves, and a meme that refuses to die. Doge is often used to send donations to creators of enjoyable content on Reddit. So if you're interested in branching out beyond Bitcoin, these are some of the options. Again, though, you know, Bitcoin is also very, very well established, and it has a huge team of people working on it. And it is likely that in the future, smart contract platforms can be built on top of Bitcoin. And this is currently being explored by people at Rootstock, who are building a smart contract platform on Bitcoin. Next, last but not least, for those of you who are interested, we also have a new Discord community forum, which will allow you guys to join to talk to each other. I'll give you a quick walkthrough while I'm here. I do have it open. It is a pretty awesome and fun place. So let's have a look at it. So in our Discord forum, we have a general chat channel where everybody can just talk about Wirex stuff, ideas and feedback, self-introduction, which is where you land when you join the Discord channel, Spanish channel, refer a friend reviews, product updates, so you can see the latest happenings and updates on the payment card, currency account, Bitcoin wallet, Dash wallet, and so forth. There's also a support channel as well, where you can put in your questions and queries regarding delivery, verification, funds. There's also a trading and investing section as well, where you do chart analysis. You also get crypto news, so you can see some of my weekly news updates here before I do them live on the tube, and altcoin and ICO news as well. We also have a mining channel, so you can split them up into ASIC and GPU mining. And then we've got the fun channel, which is you get loads of memes there, so lots of cryptocurrency memes and pictures. So it's quite fun. Airdrop links as well, so if any of you guys in the community get wind of some airdrop links, you can post them here. And if you know of another crypto server and you want to invite people to it, there's also a place for you to do that there as well. So I mean that's Discord. It's a way of bringing the customer community together, and we're always looking for new and improved ways to sort of listen to you guys, hear your feedback, and provide that for you. And if you've got a problem, we want to be able to solve it for you as soon as possible. And it's a new way of interacting with us. You can post videos, you can post messages, we can have even have voice conversations. Now I'm on there every day, so it's pretty cool. I've got it on my phone as well, so it'd be great to see you guys on there. So that's it. If that's not enough for you guys, get on Discord. We also got a Telegram page and a community forum. So I'm just going to answer now the questions that we received on the YouTube. So Damien Light, what effect do you think clarifying overseas use of data act will have? I think it's some people have described it as an attack on privacy. Andreas Antonopoulos has made that very clear, that the Cloud Act could be described as an attack on privacy. But who knows? Similar things to this have happened in the past. And in my view, as long as it's open to everyone, as long as any company can have access to this data and this information, then then maybe it can work. But I'm not too sure. I haven't read enough information on it. As long as it is applicable to everyone, the entire population, and not just the majority population, then I think, who knows. But it is a far-reaching pending piece of legislation that apparently could enable foreign police to collect and wiretap people's communications from US companies. It could allow foreign nationals to demand personal data stored in the US. It could allow US president to enter executive agreements that empower police in foreign nations to have that have weaker privacy laws than the US to seize data in the US while ignoring US privacy laws. I don't know. I don't know the effect it will have. Blockchain sort of empowers people in the sense that it gives everybody the same tools that the people at the very, very top have. So it's to be seen. Who knows? Cloud Act. We don't know. Also, another question for Damien Light. With regards to the Cloud Act, he said with regards to exchanges releasing user information globally and any other implications. Well, with respect to that, it's probably with regards to kind of tax implications, I think will be the biggest thing, because blockchain technology makes it easier to collect taxes via cryptocurrency, but at the same, it does both. It gives everybody the same tools at the end of the day, blockchain technology. So that is something to bear in mind, right? But again, it also is completely transparent. It's a transparent ledger that everybody has access to. So it could be used to help governments collect taxes, especially if they're trading cryptocurrency on US exchanges. So there is a potential use case there for governments. May Ho has asked, when are the plastic cards going to be available for Ireland? The plastic cards will be available for Ireland when the UK receives them. We don't have an exact date as of yet, but I can tell you they are in production. And if you go on our Twitter page, you can see a very pretty video on, me playing with the verified packaging. So we do have packaging. It is good to go. And you can go and see what that looks like on our Twitter feed. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I've had some good questioning there from Damien Light regarding cloud. It's we'll see where it takes us. I would definitely recommend following Andreas Antonopoulos and reading what he has to say on that. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. This has been your Wirex Crypto Curious Q&A. I will just end again on the disclaimer, so please pause that and have a read of that. This applies to all of the content that has been featured on the YouTube channel and all the other channels. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Take it easy and enjoy.